In the name of Amen, the Supreme, the All-Powerful, the one and only true Lord, in Amen we trust, as the Republican Mentalist, the real 144,000 that's gathered in this day and time, the mentalists. Means like talking to my mentalist brothers and sisters out there, registered members of the Republican Mentalist, and to all future mentalists who have yet to find their way home to the Republican Mentalist, which is Amen's community. I send greetings out to you, and I send peace out to you, and Amenic language by saying to you, means like Good evening, I'm your host, the intellectual NUBEN MENKARAYZZ. This is the Intellect Radio. Tonight we're going to be discussing the black humans. Who are the black humans? So-called black people. The black people all over the world. Who are the black humans? Now, I know people will listen to this and they say this title is crazy because everybody wants to assume, it's all of it. You a black human too? We all black humans. We all black people who are part of the human race. Not so. Not even close. You could tell who or what a person is by what they gravitate toward mentally. That's how you know who they are. By who they gravitate toward mentally. You have these so-called black people who gravitate toward a certain behavior here on this planet, who gravitate toward an unnatural earthbound behavior here. They tend to take part in a lot of degeneracy here. They tend to follow the philosophies of the established power that is here currently, the so-called white man. They tend to be in alignment with everything that is said, or partial bits of it, or even just other little bits, because these people, these black humans, are in alignment with the rest of the humans. But their place is beneath the human race. Yet they have aligned themselves with that. I explained about the black clones that are here on the planet. I explained about them. They're earthbound black people, the ones who were not projected from Amen, who did not come directly from projected solar transmission, but were produced here on Earth. Were produced here on Earth and the waters of the earth, right? Were produced here as well through our genetic material, closer to us in genetic material, but still produced here. They do not have the animal genetic. However, they were cloned here onto the planet. They were cloned here. Replicas of those who were projected here through the sun were cloned here on Earth in the water. Why I say in the water is because this planet is a water planet, right? And anything produced here is pretty much created in water, right? Anything that's produced here is created in water. See, even the air is a dense form of water. The air, right? Because what is in water? Oxygen and hydrogen. Air, right? And which is gas. Both gases and hydrogen. Both gases, right? So, in order for these gases to come together to produce liquid, right, and create a pool here, a gene pool here, right, on Earth, you had to have the creation, or should I say the cloning of the black humans. Now, the term black is used, and a lot of so-called black people tend to attract to that. Why? And you have others who have no problem moving away from that. Why is that? Because the majority of your so-called black people are mentally black. They are mentally black, and they are connected to this planet. They are terrestrial beings, not celestial, not from the solar projection, but from here on Earth, the terrestrial. This is why they say they come from places like Africa, right? When the white man tells them they come from Africa and that their origin is Africa, they have no problem accepting that because they know that their place of origin is here on Earth. You have some of our people who were projected here, terrestrial beings, and then you have others who were cloned, not created, but cloned here on Earth from us. Lesser versions of us. Lesser intelligence, right? Lesser focus, lesser vision, and of course, mental capability, and even at certain points, physical capability. That's the mass majority of people on this planet who are being called black. They're clones of the first who were projected here from the sun, through the sun, I should say, from the Amen, right? They represent the ones who are, the ones who made the material impression here. The material impression was made here upon the cloning. The material impression was made here upon the cloning. And because they were cloned here, and after them came the creation, in which the creation came from them, right? After they were cloned here and the creation came from them, that is your so-called East Indians, which was your first black official humans that were created. And then you got your Asians and your East Indians, the Asians, and then your Caucasians, which was the last race that people created. They all became the peoples of the planet. They all became the peoples that were created here on the planet and cloned here on the planet. And of course, they started to congregate around the so-called black humans at first. They started to congregate around them at first, right? All the races. Because at that time, our people were in power on the planet. And the black clones will follow those who are in power. The black clones who were produced here, cloned here, would follow those who were in power. Being that we were in power at the time, they followed us. They listened to us because they came from us. They came from us. They didn't come with us through the projection. They were produced here through the cloning on Earth. And as such, when we began to lose our control and our power and fell out of alignment with the fourth dimension, the extension of us, right? The Omni or the Amen of us started to fall out of power, and your so-called humans, your created humans, started coming to power. They, of course, got in alignment with the power because they are programmed, the clones, they are programmed to get in alignment with whoever's in power. That's why they will switch and be loyal to us at 1 minute when we were in power, and then when they see whoever else came in power, they will go to whoever that is. They don't see a physical or mental connection because there really is no mental connection with them. There really is, after a while, going to be no physical connection with them, right? So they will go with whoever's in power. They will go with whoever's in power. I'm giving you the characteristic of black people, the mass majority of black people on this planet who are not of Amen. This is what I'm giving you the characteristics of. The mass majority of black people on Earth are not of Amen. They're disconnected from Amen, and there is no connecting them to Amen because they were cloned here. They were not meant to be connected to Amen. That's why it says in your Revelation, it's only going to be an elect or chosen few who are going to be connected to the Most High, to the advanced race, to our ascendants. Many of them have no ascendants in the fourth dimension. This is why when I speak about Amen sound crazy to them. Amen, some kind of fake god or cult or whatever the case is. They say stupid stuff like some great mother flow or great mother god or some stupid nonsense because they are of those Eve seeds of the earth. They are of those Eve seeds of the earth. Because I said the first woman that was created, in fact, was the first black woman. The first woman that was cloned was a black woman from the bright women. From the Amenic women, the first woman that was cloned was a black woman, right? She was the first one that was cloned, and then a man came from her. That is your Adam and Eve story, cloned from, right? And everything after that was a cloning from her. This is where your so-called primitive black woman that they keep talking about in the mitochondria DNA going back to a black woman comes from. They are right about that. Your white scientists are right about that. They come from the seed of a black woman, right? All life, terrestrial life. Let me get that straight. All terrestrial life comes from a so-called black woman. The celestial that was projected here is Amenic. That's of Amen. That's bright men and bright women of the Amen race. We did not come through we did not come from the gene pool or the connection with the so-called mitochondrial DNA of some black woman. We did not. We didn't come from some cloned woman. Those were of the elect. We were projected here, and though some of us may have been born through black race or black people, does not make us black people. Just because we were born through them does not make us part of them. We come from a higher source and a higher power. Mentally, we are connected to a higher power. They are not. That is the difference. Right? Mentally, we are connected to the higher power. They are not. They have no understanding of it. But in this day and time, the elect are forming a connection with the ascension. And you're going to see more and more as this connection is formed, who is black and who is bright. Who is black and who is bright. Who is bright and who is black. You're going to see it more and more. You're going to see the disparities. You're going to see the divide in between the so-called black race and the bright race that I've been describing. A lot of people listen to me and say, oh, what he talking about? We all black is black. We all the same. And no, we're not. No, we are not. No, we are not. That's like saying that the so-called East Indians, dark as they are like us. They are clearly not. That's like saying a lot of these blue-black Africans, just because they got dark skin, they like us. We're clearly not. So if we are not the same physically, though we appear to be the same, that means also that we are not the same mentally. We are not the same mentally because it takes an advanced person or persons to be able to tap into this frequency of homage, this transmission I'm putting out. Obviously, if it takes a group of advanced people, then that means we are the genetic material and we are the mind. We are the mental connection of something else. We are connected to something else. You see? We are connected to something else. Just because we're walking amongst you does not mean we are of you. Black or white or human. Just because we are walking amongst you does not mean we are from you. And like I said, the elect, those who are of the chosen, they will hear this message and they will know that it is real. They'll know that this is nothing crazy. This is nothing off the wall. Not just, like I said, the ones who think that way, these are your black clones. These are your black clones. Now, why do I refer to them as black? It's not a skin color thing. I told you it's a mental thing. I told you that. It is a mental thing. These people were born black. The people that are here were following the beast. They were born black. They were born to submit. They were born to submit to whoever's in power on earth. When we were in power, they submitted to us. Is why you're seeing all of them all over the place, and we put them in power, and some of us were amongst them where they were ruling in Egypt and Africa and Asia and America, all over the place. So a lot of them were not of Amen. A lot of them were clones. A lot of them were clones that we put in power. You see. But as you can see, the difference is they didn't have the future vision or the broader vision or the extended vision to continue ruling. They didn't have it. Because once we fell out of connection with Amen, their connection was cut off, and they started relying on tribalism and all kinds of other nonsense, all kind of tribalism and all of the old traditions or customs that we left behind and were prevalent at the time that we left behind. They started to rely on that. And that was the beginning of religion. That was really the beginning of religion. They started relying on that. And then as the white man was raised up, because they fell out of alignment and doing what we told, the white man and the humans, the creation were raised up to run things or be in charge. They just followed them. And they were allowed to go into slavery under them. because the Amen had no connection with the black race. And so the black race had no connection with Amen. So they would always be left after we fell out of connection with Amen to look to the sky and be calling out for a God or whatever, calling out for some supreme being, same way the humans were, sitting up here praying to some God. Who were they praying to? Who were they praying to? What were they looking up in the air praying to? To the sky? To the heavens? What is the sky? What is the heaven? What is the heaven? What were they actually praying to? Or were they trying to connect to a state, a fourth dimensional state, right? A real and extended place above and beyond and ahead of this world, the fourth dimension in which we were projected from. This is what the black humans at times in religion were trying to connect to. India, whites and all of them as well, when they were praying to their so-called gods. This is what they were connecting to, advanced people. They wanted that advanced thinking for guidance. Now, again, the so-called black who, like I said, it was put on the beast, was put on these humans to call so-called black people, so-called Negroes, whatever you want to call them, black people, because they have in fact become black over time. They were absent of light, and the light they were absent of was they were absent of that brightness which was coming through us and that we gave to them by way of direction, by way of guidance. When we fell out of alignment, they fell out of alignment of following us because, again, they're not supposed to be following Amen from the fourth dimension. They're supposed to be following us who are in the third dimension, receiving transmission from the fourth. That's how the so-called black race and all of your human race is supposed to be. That's the correct order on earth. That is the correct order on earth. It is the Amen and then the humans. It is Amen and then humans. Amen, then humans. And like I said, at the top of that was your so-called black race, the ones who were not part of the solar projection that were cloned here. And they were cloned here to be like a buffer between us and the rest of the human race. They were cloned here to be like the buffer between us and the rest of the human race. I'm going to explain. I'm going to make it even more plainer. You see how the Illuminati is? Right? Because they in our place right now as the elites. They in the place of the elect. We were like them or above and beyond them on a higher level. Then you had your black race, which would be like what you would be a boule today, who are the buffers for the Illuminati. And then they are the buffers to them, to the black race, so-called black race. So it was like with us, right, at the top, the Amen, then comes the black race, the buffers, and the in-between, middle management, and then everybody else, your Caucasian, East Indian, wasn't even really your Caucasian yet. They wouldn't even thought about yet. It was your East Indians, your Asians, and all of the rest of them that we dealt with through the policy of these black humans. So the black humans were created to be middle management, earthbound. That's all. That go for your Africans, your so-called African Americans, like I said, the ones who are just basically programmed and aligned to follow orders here on earth. They're not of Amen. They are programmed to follow orders here on earth. That's it. That's all. So when you're trying to figure out, damn, I'm trying to explain intellect to this person right here, they just seem like they just blocked and they black. They don't get it because they ain't supposed to. They're of the black humans. They're of the Eve seeds. They're of the black humans. The black humans are blocked from receiving transmission from Amen. Right? They're blocked from receiving transmission to Amen. So no matter what you say about Amen, the only thing they're going to think is what they're programmed to think. Oh, this must be some cult thing, or it's some religious thing. Basically, they only know what they're programmed to think. That's all. They can't think. In other words, they're only programmed to believe. And believe in those who are in power. Because that's all they see. That's all they were ever programmed to see. They were programmed to obey and follow those who were in power, those who enforced the law and kept the order. Because, the ones who were sitting at the top, basically. Do I make myself clear? That's all they were only programmed to do that. That's why they'll say, oh, if, you know, they'll be ready to listen to you only if you are what they think is in the state of power. You got a lot of material possession on the earth, because that's the key sign of a so-called black human. They love material possessions. They love material possessions, right? Because they are part of this material world, right along with the creation of the humans. They're part of the material world. So they always gonna praise or value material possession. They'll look at you and say, oh, you ain't talking about nothing because you ain't got a $1 million house, $1 million house, you ain't got a bunch of cars. Basically, stuff that makes no sense in what they're saying. They find power in material possession because they're part of the material world. They don't have no true understanding of what real power is at all. Real power is mental power, but they'll never get that because they're not part of that mental projection. They were the brainchild of the Amen here on earth. Again, middle management was needed because we was not trying to deal with the humans. It was already pretty much there was already going to be pretty much a mindset. I don't know when it came to them that they were going to create the humans, but they needed a buffer in between. And that's what your black race serves as today. That's why I said I'm not here for the black race. When I said I'm not here, mental intellect is not for black people. Like I said, I kept saying people scratching their head. They're like, well, ain't you black? No, we're not black. Not one drop of no black at all. No, we are the bright race. The black race represents those who were cloned here. And like I said, those of you who have a hard time accepting this or fathoming this, or you say that sound crazy, then don't listen to me. Do not listen to me. It's not for you anyway. It doesn't matter. That's why I say it's no sitting up here, Amen put it on me to realize this, that, it's senseless to debate with black people. It's senseless to try to explain this to them. It's not for them. It's like anything. If you hear something and it's like how they say it, that went over my head. What he's saying is going over my head. You know that phrase, what's being said is going over my head? Yeah, exactly. It's supposed to go over their head. That frequency is supposed to go over their head because they're not a part of that frequency. You can only receive this if you're a part of the projected. You see, and you can't fake it. Even the ones who came in here and tried to fake it, again, you see, they couldn't fake it for long. The ones who came in the Republic and tried to fake it like they were Amen, and they showed you that they were really black people, they're nothing but clones here. You see, they showed you who they were. They showed you. They tried to play it off and act like, oh, they had a problem with me, and it was about me. No, it wasn't about me. And it wasn't about no money. It wasn't about no dudes. It wasn't about me. It was about the fact that they're just black people. Black people are not our people. That's why when I hear the so-called white men, black and white thing going back and forth, I don't even want to hear. I just really can't identify with. In fact, the only reason I talk about these black issues and black stuff like that is to bring out the bright race. Other than that, I'm not interested in, because black people are going to continuously, and that's the mass majority, they're going to keep going back and forth because, again, they are programmed to follow whoever's in power or whoever's in charge, I should say, on the earth. They're programmed to do that. They followed us at one time, and then now they're following the beast. Now they're following the so-called white man now. They following him now because he's in control, and he's in power. I should say he's in power right now. He's in charge. You see, he ain't in control. He's in charge. Amen's in control. Always. Ultimately. But as he is in charge, and these so-called blacks, like I said, charge to them equals power here on earth. People who are in charge on earth, they can't see beyond that. So whenever you're talking about a supreme being or a God or higher, just know that they don't acknowledge that to be real. They believe in the idea of God because the so-called white man presented it to them, and they, as followers of those who are in power, are going to accept what they teach. But ultimately, they have no connection with the Creator or any higher power, so that's not real to them. When I'm describing Amen as a future race of beings, they're looking at me like, oh, you're talking some cult stuff. They're going to always say what they're programmed to say. They don't have any thoughts of their own. They have no thoughts of their own. All they have is belief. All they have is belief, and they will always tend to believe those who are in power, those who are in charge. That's how their mind works. They don't know. Their mind will never bypass those who are in charge on earth. In other words, their minds will never go beyond or look beyond the so-called white man or whoever's in charge to go directly to Amen like we did. They're not going to do that. Their mind don't work like that. You see? Their mind don't work like this. Their mind don't work where they're gonna look beyond it because they don't think that far. If you are of this world, if you are of this three-dimensional realm, then things that are being spoken of, fourth-dimensional things, will not be able to resonate with you. Amen will not be able to resonate with you. All they have is a belief in some God that the white man gave them, and they will never be able to let that go. Know that's mental. No matter how much you try to explain how it don't make any sense, how it's illogical, they're gonna yeah, but Jesus this and Jesus that, because that's ingrained in them as humans. That's ingrained in them as black humans. They're slaves. They're slaves. They're nothing but middle management. That's all. They're just middle management. You see, and they're going to side with this. They're going to side with those. That's why I said this is why Mentellect is not for black people, because they will side with the beast against this teaching and Amen. They will side against it because they can't readily resonate with it or connect to it. So they're going to go with who they feel the real power is and who they think they're going to receive something from. So, of course, they're going to go to the beast. Like I said, those will be the same people when we come into power. They'll be like, oh, yeah, we was always with you. Yeah, you right. We was always with you, and we all together. But, you know what I'm saying? They like I said, those are the fickle people. You see, those are the fickle people. You see, it's not even that they're hard-headed. They just not of Amen. They not. It's not. See, that's why I said it's not a debate, and they can't listen. It's over their head. The frequency is over their head. They can't get it, no matter what you say to them and whatnot. No matter how you explain it, simple. Like I said, y'all are hear this transmission. It's going in y'all head. Y'all getting it. That's why I said what I said. I said if you are able to hear this transmission and you are able to receive it, then you belong in the Republic of Intellect. You belong in this community. You don't belong outside this world. You don't belong outside this community. You belong here. You see? You belong here. If you really are of Amen, right? If you really are of Amen, then you belong in this community. Because anybody that is of something like this or is connected to that, you're supposed to be under or in alignment with everybody in this. You're supposed to be together as one within this thing, under this thing, in alignment with this thing. You see? That's how it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to be, oh, I'm with what you're saying, but I'm gonna move like a black person. Nah, then you black. You black. You have to move like how you are. If this is what you are and this is what you resonate with, if you are of Amen and you are of the bright race and not the black race, then you're supposed to be moving with those who are of Amen, who has the bright race. Everybody who is in alignment with it or on the same wavelength mentally is supposed to be together. Hell, even the crazy house, they put all the crazy people together. So they're going to call us crazy anyway. That's fine. We'll be crazy together, and we'll see exactly. And like I said, we'll let everything unfold as how I'm saying. You'll see exactly what I'm saying. Because y'all already been seeing it already. Everything I described to y'all is starting to happen the way I said it. And like I said, this is if you ever want to know why, I said you'll see so-called black people come against us, this transmission of Amen. You'll see them come against just as hard, if not harder than white people. You see? Because, like I said, they middle management. All you so-called black people who live in America, who so-called comfortable, who believe in Jesus and God and the devil and all this other, and the Bible, all that other nonsense. You Steve Harvey, Roland Martin, Negroes, and all that. P. Diddy Negroes, all you rest of y'all who believe in and trust in the beast, y'all black people. Those are black people. We have no connection with them. You see? We have no connection with them. You see? And like I said, they'll call us the crazy people or something wrong with them. Okay, whatever. But these are the same people who don't even know why the white man is calling them black. What vibration came on the white man to call them and just start calling them black people? See, they were always black people. There were always black people on earth. You see, that didn't just, the white man just verbalized that in the word black, but there were always black people here. There were always people in darkness mentally here who were disconnected from Amen. You always had a remnant of the bright race here. You always had a remnant of the bright race, and then you had that mass majority, because there was always more of them than us. But that's going to change over time. Our numbers will increase as the bright race. But you've always had that remnant of the bright race on earth overseeing things. And then you had those black people. You had those black people. Right? And they, like I said, you have them all in Africa. You have them here in America. They all are linked up. Like you Pan-Africans are, in fact, black people. You are black people. You are in alignment with that whole idea of Africa. You were born here on earth. You are terrestrial beings, not celestial. Now, people say, oh, well, which were you born? Was you born in the sky? What you trying to say? No, I'm saying we were projected here. Remember when I gave the breakdown of how life works? I said certain ones of you are part of that spring of brightness. You know, when the sperm travels out of the man's testicles and up the spinal column and into the medulla oblongata to receive that charge, and then travels back down and out down the spine and out through the testicles. And again, that means that a mental transmission was made. That means that a higher mental transmission was made through your father. Now, some of you will have fathers where that transmission wasn't made, where y'all just babies that came out of the testicles, just came out of the man's testicles. They didn't go up to the brain. They didn't receive the charge. You know, some of you, some of these men, they just shoot sperm from their testicles and it don't have no charge on it. Earthbound sperm cells. Earthbound. You see. Some of them are going to be celestial charges on that sperm, and some of them are just going to be dead earthbound sperm cells. And that's what you got here now. That's what you got here now. The majority of these people here on earth, these black people, are from the testicles. They don't have no charge from Amen on them. You see, they just straight from the testicles. No charge. That's why I tell you, woman, you be careful of who you mate with. If you say you are of Amen and you mating with some earthbound black person, right, then 9 times out of 10, they're going to try and make your children earthbound black people like them. They're going to try and make them just like them or sway them, even though, like I said, it's in the child where they go, where they gravitate to. But still in all, even though it's in the child what they're going to gravitate to, you need to watch who you mix your seed with. You see, because that can either create or bring about a mental extension or cut a mental extension. It could either raise or bring about a mental extension or cut one. Right? And a lot of these people are delivering cut off transmission. Their transmission is just cut off. A lot of their transmission is cut off. That's why they will always be earthbound. That's why, if you ever notice, whenever you ask black people tend to think in a circle. They think in a circle, just like your so-called human race. That's how you know the difference between those who are human and those who are Amen, those who are of the bright race and those who are the black race. The bright race, those who are Amen, think in a straight line. The ones who are human, they think, the black humans, they think in a circle, just like the rest of the human race. Right? Now, when I said that, they keep talking about this white supremacy thing and these so-called black people up here talking about this white supremacy thing, but then when you ask them, well, what is the solution to this, they always tell you the same thing in a circle again. Oh, we got to vote some more. We got to make some more money. We got to come together. All the stuff they were saying in the last millennium. In other words, they think in circles. They never say anything on the next level. They never say anything new on the next level. They never say nothing on the next level that is beyond what they've been saying, because their mind is not programmed to think that way. Their mind is not geared to think that way. Because when the clones were cloned here on Earth, they lost the mental connection. They didn't have a mental connection with Amen. Their mental connection came through us. Their mental connection came through us. We received transmission as those of Amen, those who were in tune with the fourth dimension. We received that transmission, and we told them what to do. We told them what to think. We told them how to move and things like that. The same way the white man tells them what to think, what to believe, how to move. Today is the same. We told them back thousands of years ago when we were in charge. You see? Now everything just got flipped around. That's all. Everything got flipped around. The power got flipped around. I kept telling y'all in that movie Shazam, the white man telling you exactly what I was saying to you. Remember in that movie, the beginning of that movie Shazam? The one that came out a few years ago with the white guy being the superhero with the black hair. And right in the beginning, now why did they have to put it in? They had the black man who was the wizard or the sorcerer. He had the power. And then the so-called white man, right, probably a Jew, came and took his power from him, fooled him and took his power from him. They letting you know where the beast get his power from. They letting you know that it starts first and foremost with the bright man, not the black man, with the bright man that they would call a so-called black man. That the power was with him first, and they came and took it from him. And once he took the power and whatnot, that's when your Shazam and all of them, they took hold of that power. And that's what happened here on the earth. They took hold of the power because we got disconnected. And the only way we're going to come forward into power again is by way of the fourth dimension. It won't be by anything here. There won't be nothing here as far as, we got to get money, or we got to vote, we got to get reparations, we got to, all the other nonsense they tell you about what's going to stop white supremacy and all this BS. That's not going to stop no white supremacy. That's not going to stop that. What's going to put an end to all human supremacy, false supremacy. What's going to put an end to all that is Amen. Amen is going to put an end to that. The most high, the most continuous, that race of Amen, of who we are descendants of, that's going to put an end to that. And a new beginning, or a next beginning, or a next stage to the future world to come. See, they know that's going to happen. The elites, those who are sitting in the seat of power, that are sitting in control for now, they know that time is coming. Nothing lasts forever, especially when it's created here on earth. Nothing lasts forever, but projections last forever. That lasts forever. They know that time is coming. They trying to fight it. Like I said, Bill Gates blocking out the sun and all this other stuff, these COVID-19 things. All this is nothing but being meant to throw things try to throw things in place to slow down this evolution. Even sitting up here blaming the COVID-19 on black people now, because you see how they conveniently shifted the COVID-19 from the Asians to the so-called black people now. A lot of you so-called black people, you go line up and get your vaccinations. Like good slaves, you will line up and get your vaccinations. You will line up and follow the beast. As it was foretold in the Revelation, you got the mark of the beast on you black people, because again, you are not going to come into alignment with Amen. And that, because coming into alignment with Amen means coming into alignment with us, with the elect. But y'all ain't doing that. Y'all ain't doing that. Y'all going to fight against it because it's in you to do that. That's why I said, when you think on something long and hard, because at one point I said to myself, well, damn, why this teaching should make all black people say, you know what, I'm of the bright race. I want to be better, and I'm going to will myself to be of the bright race and get in line so our people can start to be in power, and going forward. But that's not a reality. That will never be a reality. You got so-called black people that will rather see us being controlled than see us in control. You got more black people that would rather see us controlled than be in control. Because again, us in charge, us in power is not real to them, because they haven't seen that. In thousands and thousands and thousands of years, they haven't seen it. Even if some of them can fathom it, it's not real to them, because they only understand now. They don't understand next. They don't understand next, because in order to understand next, you have to be able to mentally have vision, to be forward seeing and see ahead of what is presently happening. They don't have that foresight. Your black humans have no foresight whatsoever. I stand on that. They have no foresight whatsoever. You see, none. That's why they make the decisions they make. That's why they make the bad decisions they make. They lay down with the wrong people. They make the wrong types of children. They have no type of foresight. And those are the people, some of y'all foresight only come after y'all shown that, because you got some of our people who make mistakes in their life, and it's only because they're not put into alignment with what they're supposed to be doing. You know, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the people. No matter what you say to them, no matter what you show them, they're going to still keep making the same mistake because they have no foresight. And that's the majority of your so-called black race. That's why I said the only thing that's going to raise and cause a shift in the evolution of our people is the separation within the so-called black race. The bright ones from the black ones. The bright ones who are going to receive this message from the black ones who are going to follow the beast. That's just how it's going to be. That's just how it's going to go. The bright ones who are going to follow this transmission of Amen, who are going to come into this community collectively, and the black ones who are going to keep following the beast. And they're going to keep making excuses on why they following the beast. Ain't no excuse to me. I already know why you follow the beast, because you are a black human. Let me take a call. 630.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, hello?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I forgot where we picked off at the last time we talked. I think we were going into about how you were going to explain to me about the whole proof of the chariots in the Red Sea. You told me to call back, but I got sidetracked the other day or the day after that and work with and everything else. You know how life is and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, it crossed my mind earlier in the day. I'm like, let me give him a call and see if he's doing a show. And you are. So by any chance, because we have to bring this up. And the reason why we have to bring this up, because if you're saying Amen is such a supreme God, or he's the supreme creator,
Let me stop you. Let me stop you for 1 second. You haven't heard
making a point.
Okay, but go ahead.
If you're saying that Amen is the supreme creator, right, and you're saying that this is the same Amen that was out of Egypt, okay, so if this is the same Amen who's out of Egypt, but unless you're trolling, I don't know if your whole mental thing's a troll thing or whatever scheme or whatever. But let's skip over that. I'm not here to expose you. I'm not here to.
Wait a minute. Stop. You say it's a troll thing or a scheme thing. What'd you say?
No, not so much of a scheme, but like a troll. Like maybe you're just fucking with these people just to get money. Who knows?
You black. Goodbye. You black. Goodbye. Don't call no more. You black. You black. Don't call back. You black. I'm messing with the people. It's a scheme thing. Spoken like a true black man. And I'm not hanging up on you because I'm offended by what you're saying. I'm hanging up on you because it's useless to talk to you, because you have not heard one thing I said, and it proves exactly what I said, that you are of the black race. You are a black man. And my teaching is not for black people, so stop listening to me. We'll be right back. A perfect example always shows up to prove exactly what I said. That gentleman that called in proved exactly what I said. He's obviously a black person. He's a black man. He's a black man, not a bright man. Because, see, black people, they are, they always try to act as though, they think that being educated is synonymous with being intelligent. You could tell the way this gentleman spoke that he is somewhat educated in his, cadence and his vernacular. You could tell that he's somewhat educated, but he's not very intelligent. Like I said, black people are trained. Educated is another way of saying trained to, ignore or be ignorant of intelligence. That is things that are over their head. They're taught to either ignore or be ignorant towards things that are over their head, especially when it's coming from somebody who looks like them. Now, if I was a Caucasian man saying this, because, they're trained, black people are trained, black humans are trained to worship the image of white humans, those who are in charge. They're trained, like I said, if I would have been saying the same thing, that if a white man would have said the same exact things I said and exalted a bright race of beings over black humans, the bright almond over the black humans, and started breaking it down, he's like, I think I'm up the bright almond and whatnot. He'd have been like, all on board with it. Because if the white man say it, then it's real. If you say it because they think you're a so-called black person like them, then they're going to disrespect it. Because, again, they only acknowledge those who are in charge, who are put in power. They only acknowledge that. Anything past that, they can't logically, they can't logically think about what's being said, and they're only looking at the source in which it came from. You see? And if the source is not the so-called white man who is currently in power, who is currently in charge, then then anything that's being said from you is nonsense to them. And that's fine. That's why I said mental is not for black people. We bypassing black people. We out here for the bright race. We out here for the bright race. They don't even know. And then, like I said, I didn't hang up on this gentleman because I was insulted or I was mad or I got emotional about what he was saying. I hung up on him is because he started off first and foremost insulting me, sounding stupid and insulting me. And then because my mindset is like, no matter what I say, you already started off you can't even pay attention to what I'm saying because it doesn't resonate with you. So you trying to figure out what I said, directly. I'm saying the things directly, and he's trying to take some indirect or alternating way around and trying to understand what I'm saying. When I done said it directly, that's another thing with these black humans. They're not able to directly understand anything logically when logic applies. They always got to take some kind of alternate route or some kind of, because they're taught to think like that in that multiple choice mind frame, like that the beast teach them to teach them thinking, those illusions of choice. So you notice when he called in, he started already talking in circles and whatnot and taking some alternate route and start talking about some goddamn almond in Egypt, some nonsense. Then talking about, am I messing with the people head? He too stupid to even ask a question and not be insulting. You don't even know when you're being insulted. Now, again, if I was a Caucasian up here, a so-called white man, he wouldn't have did that. He would have spoke with respect because they respect the image of the beast. Always know that about these so-called black humans. They always going to respect the image of Caucasian white people as, white supremacy and all that. Though they speak about white supremacy, don't get it twisted. They're not speaking against it. They are in alignment with it. A lot of these so-called pro-blacks, because the term pro-black really means that they are on the team with the beast. They have, by accepting that they are black people, they are always going to receive or want to receive light from the so-called white race, those who are currently in charge. So whenever you hear them talking about, I'm black and I'm proud and black this and black that and black, like I said, know that a lot of them, right, that's code speech for I'm going to continuously be the shadow to the so-called white race. I'm going to continuously be the shadow to the white man. I'm going to continue to worship the image of the so-called white man. That's what that really means. Because it's obvious your skin is not black. So what is black other than, if your skin is not black, what are they referring to you as black for? They're talking about mentally. You are black mentally. You're blocked out. And you receive your light from the false light himself, the so-called white man. You receive your light from him, you so-called black people. You see, if you point out to the so-called black woman that these races of humans are nothing but beasts and animals, and they got fur like animals, they'll sit up here and look at, no, they not, and they'll fight for you, be ready to fight against you. Why do you think they ready to go so hard for the so-called white man and the other humans? Because they black humans, they with the beast. They're programmed to follow those people who they worship. They're programmed to listen to them. They're programmed to repeat and regurgitate the crap that come out of their mouth, the nonsense, only because they are not even listening to what's being said by these Caucasians and whatnot, these so-called scientists and religious people and these so-called scholars and who they read from. They're not even really listening to what's being said. Because if you really listen to it as a thinking person, the mass majority of the stuff that come out their mouth, and I say the mass majority of the stuff that come out of these scientists and these religious people's mouth is BS. Just on the surface of it and the explanation, but to them, to the black human, it's the truth, it's real, it's science, it's intelligence, and all this other nonsense. And they don't even know what they read. Because they not even think, it's not, they don't think, they believe. They're taught to believe in who has the power. So whoever has whoever seems to be in power and control, that's who they're going to follow. That's who they're going to accept. That's who they're going to pick up. So again, we're not in control. I should say we're not in charge yet. They don't see us being in charge. They don't see that happening. They don't see that change in power ever happen. They see the beast going to be in charge for the day life and whatnot, and that's their mindset. Again, that's why I say it has to be a separation within the black race. Let's just go ahead and separate the black from the bright. There has to be a separation. You see, in no way can this continue to go on, because if you ever want to know why people are not evolving or advancing, it's because you got a whole lot of sellout black humans. A whole lot of sellout black humans who are programmed to do that. Because again, in order for you to stay the course and walk with your people and see the bigger picture, you have to be able to see the bigger picture. You have to be in alignment to something much higher to make you say, you know what, I'm not going to sell my people. I'm going to walk with my people because I see what it is they're saying. I am a part of what they're saying. So I am in alignment with what they're saying. I am of that bright transmission. I am of that projection. They're not of it. So therefore, if they hear this, their mindset is, oh, that sounds like some cult stuff. Oh, you messing with the people head, or what you trying to do, NUBEN? Why? I don't even really get. I don't even know why y'all listen to me. I told you to stop listening to me. Don't go listen to some Kemet. The only thing they come up with some Egypt or some Kemetic stuff. I done told y'all before, Amen didn't start in Egypt. Amen didn't start in Egypt. The Amen introduced themselves into the Egyptian society. It was already beings already. Those were people already. Amen didn't start in no Egypt. But like I said, they point to those places. I'm going to show you why these so-called black people, those black humans point to those places like Egypt and Africa and all those places, because they want to make reference to a time where our people were in power, or the clones because a lot of those leaders back then were clones as well. They want to point back to a time when those clones were in power, because they're connected to that time when they were in power. I told you they're attracted to earthbound power. They're attracted to material wealth and material power. That's why they always talking about the land, the jewelry, the gold, like you Israelites. That's why I said y'all not of the elect, y'all black humans, man. That's why you want to align yourself with the Caucasians and all the time. Oh, that's a chick. Or you want to align yourself with the Caucasians, the damn Arabs. Not the Arabs, but the so-called Indians, the so-called Mexicans who you say are your people. Then so be it. Those are your people. They're not our people. You not our people. And we're not no Israelites. Y'all Israelites. You follow the false light. You follow the false light. Yes, you are Israelites. You follow the false light of the beast. His belief in his teaching of a God and a devil, a positive and negative. You don't know You don't know the Most High. You don't know that Most High race of beings. To y'all, Amen is a mystery, a spook God. And I just told you almond represents our progeny, our children who are already born ahead in the future. But like I said, y'all can't readily accept that explanation because you're not of almond. You are of this human existence. You are a part of this human existence. You are not part of that brighter projection that I've been speaking of. That's why I said I don't know why these people call in here and listen. You know, it's only, like I said, he's talking about trolling. Obviously, a lot of these black trolls will come out when we're speaking on topics like this. Because the job of the black human is to keep everybody in a black state of mind. That's the job of the black human. Now, the black state of mind is anything that is terrestrial, anything that's earthbound, anything that's material, be it sex, get sex, money, politics, whoredom, you know, homosexual, anything that's degenerate here, that's in this three-dimensional realm that's earthbound. Their job is to keep you swimming in that, to move us beyond that. They'll fight tooth and nail to keep us from moving beyond that, to look beyond that. They'll fight tooth and nail for that. Because whenever somebody coming on a higher level mentally, the first thing they say, oh, what you coming with that pseudo stuff? What's this pseudo stuff you coming with, NUBEN? Well, if it's pseudo, then why are you listening to me? If it's pseudo, go listen to somebody else. These people will sit up here and listen to my video over and over and over again, these black humans, and call me a liar, a fraud, a phony, a cult leader. I done heard it all. Been called every name under the book. But like I said, all because I'm not talking to you. I already said I'm not here to teach the black race. So why would you be upset about anything? You go listen to a black message. I'm not here to teach black people. I'm here for the bright race. Those who are projected from Amen, the solar intelligent race. That's what I'm here for. I just have to separate the black humans from the bright Amen. I have to separate the bright Amen from the black humans. And see, they don't want that because they know once that energy is separated, then the beast don't really need y'all no more. And he's going to do just what he's doing to you right now. He's going to take it out on you. Yeah, he's going to get rough on you. He's going to make you the face of COVID-19. He's going to lock you up in jail and shoot you down. Let his police shoot you down in the street and kill your children and your women. That's what the fate is going to be for this so-called black human. Right? Or they're going to be meshed in. Your black woman going to be spreading her legs for the white man and all the rest of these nations and having their seeds. You see? Because that's all destined for you to happen to you, man. That's destined to happen to you because that's the greatest thing in the mind of you black humans, to be meshed in with the rest of the human race, to be equal. Because y'all been seeking equality, you're programmed to do that. But while you seeking equality and going to get meshed in with the gray race, the rays are going to raise. See, y'all supposed to do that. See, when y'all do the stuff y'all do, you know, at first I was pissed off and I was angry about it. I couldn't understand. I got emotional. I let myself go on, like pissed off about it. But then I realized, y'all can't help yourself, man. You just when you're calling and y'all do stuff like that, we just listen to you and just disregard, man. Disregard. They proving my point every time of who they really are. And I show you all the time, those of you who receive this message, of who we are. Of who we ultimately are. And anything that we picked up from them, we must learn to shed. We must learn to shed from us anything that we picked up from them, any of that black behavior, that black two-dimensional, earthbound, terrestrial behavior. We got to let that go, man. We got to let that go. Because a lot of our people, you know, out there who are of the bright race, we got a lot of that black, two-dimensional, earthbound, terrestrial garbage and filth on us from the black humans that we done been laying with, sleeping with, congregating with, whatever. We got so much of they filth on us. We done got so stained people's black filth. And their desire to mesh in with the beast and kiss the so-called white man's ass and lay down with the beast and mix their seed and do all these things with them. They so thoroughly inculcated with that, right? That anything talking about the evolution beyond that, they ain't trying to see that. That's not real to them. And in fact, they will try and stand in the way of it. They will try to stand in the way of it. Instantaneously, they will try to stand in the way of it. Because of their love of the beast. Because they are those black humans. They are, and they're proud. And you tell them they black humans, they'll embrace that. They love it. They don't even think that's an insult. You see, because they think that's the highest. They think I'm talking crazy. Oh, what are you talking about? We all human. What are you talking about? You don't even know what that is. You don't even know what that is. That's the terminology that came through the so-called white man, and even earlier, but through our people in the ancient world. That just means created man. It don't mean man of color and man like that. Means created. Those who were created, creatures. And like I said, though those of your gene pool was spawned here on Earth, again, the gene pool of the humans was spawned here on Earth in the waters of the planet. Being that was the case, like I said, everything and how they procreate comes from their sexual interaction, where the man, like I said, the man who's going to create a human, a black human, usually comes from the testicles, not from the mind, not from the brain, not from that mental stimulation, not from the mind, not from the brain, not down to the spine. Don't run that way. Just come out through the damn testicles. That's it. That's it. That's how your black humans get here. They come through the seed of the earthbound seed of other black humans. But when your parents think you out and there's a real purpose for you here, when there's a real purpose for you to be here, then that means that even if, let's say, your father might have had a one night stand with your mother, or he was acting like a nigga at the moment, acting like some black human at the moment, he was a nigga at the moment, he might have just had that charge. Obviously, Amen utilized them to be that charge, that pole, to send that transmission down and extend their bloodline into the Amen race. So Amen utilized them. They can call. Hello?
Hey, what's up? Yeah, I don't know why you hung up on me earlier, but I just wanted you to ask a question.
Bye. We're going to take another break. I don't want to talk to you, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you started off messed up, man. And that's why I hung up on you. You started off, and like I said, you don't get it. It's no sense in talking to you, because in talking to you, I'm just going to waste time. You're a black man. That's all. You're a black man. And I told you, mental is not for black people. No disrespect to you. We'll be right back. When we're back, as I said, we must keep in mind who and what we are. Who and what we are, right? Either you are of the bright almond or the black human. There are more black humans here than the bright almond. And it was designed that way purposely because, as I said, in the fourth dimension are going to become more and more prevalent, more prominent, and they're going to take their place in this mental uplift. They're going to take their place going forward in the name of Amen. They're going to raise themselves by the power of Amen. They're going to come further into alignment with Amen, right? As it's supposed to be. And your so-called blacks are going to come further away. They're going to move further and further away from the brightness of Amen. They're going to move further and further away. All right? As they were supposed to. As they were supposed to. And as they continue to move away, as they continue to separate themselves from Amen more and more, they show themselves for who they are and show themselves for what they are going to become in this day and time. We must become who we are, and thus it will force them out more because time is forcing everyone to reveal who they are. Time is forcing everyone to reveal who they are in this day and time. You see? And because time is forcing everyone to reveal who they are in this day and time, to show themselves for who they are in this day and time, because time is dictating that, we must keep or be mindful that the ascension is upon us. The ascension is upon us. The ascension of Amen is upon us. And we must always keep that in mind. We must always keep that in mind as we are in the state of evolution, that we are not part of this thing called the black race, the elect. We are not part of this thing, this terrestrial earthbound thing called the black race. We are not. I'm saying what great men who came before me, like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Dr. Malachi York, what they didn't want to say, but their actions basically were saying what I am verbally saying now. And that is that the true separation is the separation within the so-called black race, the bright ones from the black. You see, the beast wanted his way. He wanted to keep all the so-called black people together. He wants to keep you all together under that ignorant form of control, right? And like I said, you'll get guys like this guy that came on here that want to also keep it that way as well. They want to keep black people all in alignment on the same frequency, talking about the same nonsense over and over and over again. Oh, politics, money, things that they want to try to make legitimate. They want to make these circular conversations legitimate about nothing. They want to keep these lies going that these earthbound things are going to give us power, and they will not. These earthbound things will not give us power. Only connection to Amen will give us power. Only connection to Amen, to our ascendance in the fourth dimension, will bring us real power, mental power. And the goal for that power is to restore law and order, real law and order on earth, as it is in the heavens within the fourth dimension. To bring the fourth dimension into this space through us and restore law and order on earth by us. It'll only come by us. It won't come by these people of today. It won't come by the so-called black race, the so-called white race, the so-called human race. They're not bringing order, right? They have already moved to the end line of their order. They have already moved out of alignment. Their order is coming to an end. Their order is coming to an end. Right? Why? Because Amen is cutting their time short. Amen is cutting their time short. When Amen raises up the elect, and the elect start to find out who and what they are, like I said, Amen is cutting their time short. Now, Amen is going to put those who are in alignment in charge going forward. Amen is going to put the bright race in charge, the Amen race in charge, not the black race, not the white race, not the human race. They will become the grays. They will be consumed and consolidated into the grays. And the elect that is taken out, they will be put through the fire. And this third time, I think the Israelites quoted this, they said a third of the people on the planet, they said a third, not a literal third of the people on the planet, but a third of the bright races are coming out of the so-called black. That's a third of a third of a third. You know what I'm saying? A third. You know, like they said, 2/3 and the 1/3. Like I said, that's really symbolic of 1 and 3 equals 13. They're going to be put through the fire. What is the fire they're talking about? The fire is the projection. When the Israelites talking about the third are going to go through the fire, they don't even know what that means. When they say the third are going to go through the fire, it means they're going through that state of projection. They're going to be put through that judgment. They're going to be raised mentally to receive their power on earth. That's being put through the fire, being put through the judgment to see if they are worthy to receive their power on earth directly from our ascendants, to be in alignment with our ascendants going forward. That's what it means to say is being put through the fire. Being given that reception again. Being given that transmission again. That's what that means. Yes, we are going to be put through the fire. We're being put through the fire right now gradually. And when we come through the fire, we're going to be extended even greater. I gave this analogy to somebody before about the caterpillar going into the cocoon and becoming a butterfly, or the caterpillar to the butterfly. You know, there was another. It's basically a metamorphosis or a transformation, right? That transformation is taking hold right now in some of our people, and those are the people who are going to make their way to the community. Those are the people that are going to do that. They're going to make their way by way of this message. The ones who listen and they attracted to the message and they feeling the message, but they're going to always listen with black ears. They're always going to listen for with black ears. They're never going to hear the message, the purity of the message for what it is, because they don't have the listening capability of a bright person. They don't have that. Black people don't have the listening capability of bright people. They have the listening capability or the hearing capability of just what they are, black people, people who hear things from a belief standpoint, from an emotional standpoint, but never from a logical standpoint, because their mind doesn't go that far to logically, understand things. And that go for you white people too, man. Y'all may understand on a little bit more of a level than the so-called black, but not that much more. Y'all are on a low level, the black and the white, and the rest of these humans, man. So again, this is another frequency coming in. This is another frequency coming in. And this frequency is coming directly from Amen to the bright race. It is bypassing the black race. Because, like I said, in this COVID-19 thing, the black race showed you who they trust. They showed you in the beast they trust. When this COVID-19 thing happened, they showed you just now and who they trust, who they praise, who they listen to, who they will get on their knees for. They showed you, and it's only begun. It's only begun. They're going to get worse. I didn't even think they'd get no worse than this, but they're going to get worse. Because in the beast they trust, and the so-called black race, like I said, because they were cloned here, and they were bred to follow order and to follow authority. They were bred to follow order and follow authority, not to uphold it, but to follow it. You see, some were meant to uphold it. Is a way of following it. Some of them were meant to uphold. I'm going to take that back. Some of them meant to uphold it. That's one reason why we raised them up to oversee the so-called Caucasians. But in overseeing them, they began to trade places with them, mix their seed with them, and then pretty soon they overtook them. You see? So you see that this is why we're in the condition, or should I say black people are in the condition they're in now. Because they say, oh, who you don't include yourself with the rest of black people? No, I don't. I don't. We don't. Those who are of the elect, we don't. You see? Because we're not after the same things that black people are after. The white race is not after the same things the black race is after. See, the black race is after money. They after material possessions. They after swirling, all these other things, chasing behind the white man. They behind all these other. This is what they live for. They exist. Actually, let me take that back. This is what they exist for: to chase money, chase materials, chase interracial sex, chase whatever degeneracy they chasing. They live for all the things of this world. Even when they claim they believe in God and they love God, they only love their God because and they're programmed to think that their God is going to give them the things of this world in a greater place or in a higher place. So again, their God is even of this world, of this three-dimensional realm. No, the bright race, we after the power. We after the real power. We ain't after no money. We ain't after no politics. We ain't after no reparation. We ain't after none of no praising God and worshiping that. We ain't after wanting to kill the white man. We ain't with none of that wanting to take down the white man. All that. All that's going to happen in time. Everything that's meant to happen in the evolution of this planet is going to happen. We after the mental power, man. That's what we after. We after the mind power. We as mentalists are after the mind power, the telepathy, the psychometry, the clairvoyance, the intuition, the levitation, all these things. That's what we after, to ultimately restore law and order going forward in the future. That is our goal going forward. That is our direction going forward. We in it for the mental power. We're not in this for money and all this other stuff like the black race. Big difference. Now, don't you think? Don't you think? Because you ask the average black person, well, what can we do to, get power or change our condition? The first thing they'll tell you is get some money, get some politicians, vote, basically real crap like that. Or, basically the stuff these niggas was talking about last millennium. Oh, we're gonna get some more, we're gonna get another black president, we're gonna get another Barack Obama, we're gonna get another black president. Oh, we're gonna vote, we're gonna get some more money. We're gonna open up some businesses. We're gonna buy some land that you don't own, that you got to pay the taxes on. We're gonna, all the nonsense, the BS. You see, the things that black people keep you chasing. The things that black people keep you chasing. The chase to nowhere. You're going to get some land that you believe you own, that you don't really own because you got to pay property tax on it. You don't own no land here. You renting land. You leasing land. You understand that? You paying the property tax. Oh, we're going to get some of these whorish women out here. Yeah, you got some of these whorish women out here. Go hard for that. Or we're going to chase some paper money. Right? We'll do anything for it, whore ourselves out, sell drugs, do whatever, kiss the white man ass, do all these things just to get money. Just to get paper dollars, to get material possessions. That's power to the so-called black mind. That's power in the mind of the so-called black race, the black humans. That's power to them. A bunch of BS. You see? Ain't no getting their minds right. Their minds is the way they're going to be, man. Ain't no getting their minds right. We ain't looking for them to get their minds right. Their minds is the way they're going to be. They in a state of belief. They the black race, and they here to follow out the beast, and that's it. So let me go ahead and read this question before we get out of here. Who are the black humans? The black humans are the mass majority of these niggas on the planet, man. That's the mass majority of you so-called black people on the planet who want to follow the image of the beast, man. Who only here to you love your fake gods, you love your fake Jesus, you love the fake science of the white man. You believe in everything he say. You believe that reparations and politics and getting money gonna change your condition, man. Like I said, you are the black human. You were cloned here on Earth. You are not of the projection of Amen. who really are the black humans, all these people on Earth. Who cloned the black humans? We did, as the Amen race. The Amen cloned the black humans to be mid-level management between themselves and the rest of the human race. Where are they today? They're moving all around the planet, all over the planet, in Africa, America, and all that. And you can see by their coon mentality who they are. What will happen to the black humans? They will be meshed in and merged in with the gray race. That is the end game for the black race. Because they've been wanting equality so much, they're going to now get it where they're going to have their genetics meshed in with the Caucasian, the Asian, the East Indian, and y'all, as the human race as you know it, will be no more. And that's it. We're going to close out in the name of Amen, by the power of Amen. In Amen we trust. In Amen we think. And in Amen we continue forward forever. I am the intellectual NUBEN MENKARAYZZ. This has been Mentellect. This has been Mentellect Radio. Good night.
What would you do for this power, pure power of Amen? What would you do? What would you do for this power, pure power of Amen?
Yeah. The transmission is real, the frequency's picking up, the vibration is like a ladder, so it's time to level up. The lower levels will lay in the ashes and dust, plus the fires in us, so when I'm in we trust. Hot like hell, plus the labor's been hard, necessary pressure producing the diamond underlords and she-lords, grooming girls and the women and the men from the hard knot stages of boys. Wow, can you see why they mad at you? And all the action towards the sodomies irrational. The mathematical, penetrating, free radical, got them going hysterical, sliding short of a miracle. So wrap it up, roll the critics, it's a done deal. Righteous basking in the ambience of what's real. So if the question of the power, what would I do? Except elect liability for what's due. I put it on my solar plate so every next day, like I'm a race, say shit, power don't play, what's up?
Power of Amen. What would you do? What would you do for this power, pure power of Amen?
What would you do? What would you do? Our powers waiting for us, our bodies waiting for us. Extended minds always thinking. Revelation spoke of us. Amen's transmission purify my dirty vessel. Clean messages from Amen, hell them. The top soils of this earth gon' be burnt off. Solar holocaust like the book of Eli. Prophecies fulfilled, right? The Lord will deliver. Serpentine slither forward. Far too long we've been dead and gone. Chosen ones have risen. For this power, blackness is forbidden. Amen will replenish that which was taken away. Prepare for this day. What would I do for this power? Devour cowards, sharp sword tongue. Chop they head off savages who challenge this. Our sacred community, immunity, diplomat raps, pure facts. For this power, sacrifice enemies trying to stop this decree. Pedigree of a solar elemental bronze being. Outer dimensional supreme Norman Metellian judge. I'm a race ruler. For this power, move you out the way. Checkmate, bunch of pawns on the chessboard. Lord means law and order, pure power of Amen inherited. Cherish it, the whole planet is ours, damn it. What would I do for this power? Devour your cowards.
Pure power of Amen. What would you do? What would you do for this power? Pure power of Amen.
Bright ones, let's rise up.
What would you do for the power of Amen? It's given to you, it's the soul that drops you. Open your mind and let the transmission come through.
Yeah. Your power is purity and Amen in these last days. Yeah. Your power is purity and Amen in these last days. What would you do for this power, pure power of Amen? What would you do? What would you do for this power, pure power of
Republic of intellect, rising out the black race to the bright race, out the black race to the bright race. It's the Republic of intellect, black race to the bright race. If it's hell, and then it's hell us. They tried everything just to spell us. Fed us religion, gave us fake gods. Through all of that, we beat the odds. Now we coming together under one flag. Colors red, gold, and blue. Superman, Superwoman, that's me and you. The infinite capability